Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Elmer Brown Enriquez, your host of Artistic Visions, the show where we like to go in depth with young artists at OCAD, talk about their art, what they like to talk about in their art, and what they would like to talk about in their art. Today, I have a very special guest for a special Grad X episode, Delali Kofi. Yes.
Yeah, Billy.
And how are you doing today?
I'm good. Pretty tired. Yeah,
It's Grad X time,
it's insane, man.
It's a grueling, grinding time.
Yeah.
But you know what? Let's just start and go into it. Who are you and what kind of art do you usually make?
Who am I? I'm Delali Kofi. I'm from Ghana, Nigeria. Born and raised in Ghana. I'm a photographer. Mm-hmm. That's kind of like what I do. My art, photography, I sort of go between conceptual stuff and everyday photography, like documentary as well, and also fashion. Yeah, I like to have like a good sort of balance, you know.
Yeah, you do a little bit of everything within the photography field, right? So
something, yeah.
Yeah. But for your thesis piece, we have some amazing photos.
Thank you.
What is the name of
the title?
Yeah, the title.
It's called At the Conjuring of Roots, I Wished to Meet Me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What would you like to say about in this piece? Or pieces?
I guess like the project is it was birthed from like this idea of myself existing in multiple forms or in another form beyond like the physical. I was thinking about like the sense of self, or like, as like a weight, a weight that we carry on top of like who we are. And that's kind of like how it started. And then I was thinking of, okay, how do I sort of bring this sense, to life, this weight? How do I explore like the physical form of this weight? And I was inspired by like masquerade costumes from like West African like traditions and stuff. And I decided to make masquerade costumes, but from my family's old clothes, mixing it with like used bed sheets and other like scrap fabrics and stuff, just like pieces of time. That's what I call it.
Wow,
like,
yeah.
So you have like the final version, which is like this like amalgamation of like, time and history and stuff. And the idea is like when you put that on, that's like your personal history made physical.
Wow. Yeah. No, and you made these yourself?
Not by myself.
Okay.
No. I worked with a team of 5 seamstresses. When I was in Ghana, I don't know how to sew. I don't know how to really make. I designed them by myself. I got some sort of consultations from like a previous material arts and design student, Maura Stump. She graduated a few years ago. But I was like, I hit her up. I was like, hey, I have this idea, and like, I don't really know where to go, how to begin. This is kind of what I want to do, design it. And I'm heading to Ghana for like 2 months. I'm going to work with people there to make them. But how do I communicate what I want to do? So we sort of designed it. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to do this. And then I went to Ghana, found the team that I was working with. They know how to sew. They never really made like masquerade costumes or stuff like this before. They just made like dresses usually, or like just like regular, clothes. So I brought this idea to them. They're like, oh, this is interesting. So I hired them for like 7 weeks basically.
Wow.
And it was just every day. I was sourcing the fabrics, the materials, the raffia, which is like the straw type of material that you see there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. And bring it back to the location, to your shop. And then we would just work out of there.
Wow, yeah, and not to even to mention, well, you created how many pieces? 4 or 5?
5 in total. Yeah.
5 in total, and you told me a little scoop that there's only 4 in Canada.
Yeah.
And where's the other one actually?
The other one's in Ghana.
In Ghana, okay.
In Accra. The one that my dad wears.
Oh, okay.
Is back home, and the other 4 are here.
Left with him? You left
with
him? Okay,
exactly.
That's nice.
That's
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also that's not even the main portion. That is definitely a really big portion of your thesis work, but we also have some amazing photography, and we have some here. I don't know if these are all that you're showing.
No. So for Grad X specifically, I think I'm showing 9 pieces.
Oh wow. Okay.
Or 10 pieces. It's I can't even fully remember. And it's 2 vinyls, and the rest are framed. I'm pretty sure it's like 8 frames. Yeah, 8 frames and 2 vinyls. So 10 pieces in total. 10 images, yeah.
Wow, and let's just go into some of the images. What are we kind of seeing here? Because I know this is you and your dad, I believe. And I already feel a connection between you guys in this amazing, wholesome photo. So what would you like to say in this piece?
Thank you. This is this is like the title image, like the lead image for the project. The project is called At the Conjuring of Roots, comma, I Wish to Meet Me. And then this image is called I Wished to Meet Me, specifically, where I'm sort of like looking at my father, and he's looking at the camera, but then I'm also looking at us in a way. And I was thinking about like cycles and like history sort of being like a repetition in that way, and trying to acknowledge that. But I made our two like mastery costumes, or two garments, in a separate style from the other ones. Like these ones are inspired by like kente cloth, usually like a sheet of cloth that's like wrapped around in like a lot of like a traditional type of wear. And then I don't know, I like made ours in a very similar way and have some overlapping like fabrics and patterns, because I was thinking like we're wearing like two different parts of the same costume, you know, or of the same piece, the same garment, and thinking about our sense of self in that way and being intertwined. And
yeah, no, I think that translates so much and so well too, because
thank you.
Yeah, like when I'm looking at this image, especially because you guys are sitting next to each other, it just the garment kind of meshes together and kind of puts you into one form as a person, and it gives that, you know, that togetherness. Like obviously you already are looking up to your dad, but in metaphorically you are as well.
Yeah.
You know, and
definitely. And this was shot in the family home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this was just shot at home. Yeah.
So you just had the best ambience you could. For
Yeah,
this.
the best vibes. Yeah, there are a couple of photos that are taken in the home. The red ones that you were just about to were taken
in the garden.
In the garden, exactly.
But yeah, like even these two images specifically, I think, because you know, I'll say this generally for all the photos, because I was looking at this. What is this one called? Sorry.
This is Untitled right
Untitled.
now. Yeah. There are only like maybe 3 or 4 that have titles.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still working through the titling.
I mean, that's totally fair. But you know, titles are an afterthought.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
So that's totally fair. But in terms of the actual photos themselves, like especially this one and even the next one, which I assume is also Untitled.
Yeah.
These two, like, it almost embody that environment very strongly, because like especially this one, the first Untitled, it'll be on screen so people can follow. But it meshes together with the
environment. Yeah.
And is there something that you were trying to play with in that idea? Yeah,
definitely. Like I was thinking about specifically like with this image, I wanted to sort of have like, I don't know, like a meeting point where like the environment was meeting into the form of the person and flowing, and it's like you don't know which way it's going. It's like either way, and it's like I don't know. It's like it's sort of like a grounding. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I absolutely love that, because I think and they stand out. Like the people in the garment stand out so well. Like, and like their bodies are hidden, but like that kind of
confrontation.
Yes, it's there's someone there.
Yeah,
like you're following the pattern of the garment, and then you're like, whoa.
It's like whoa,
yeah.
I hear that. I was blessed, bro. I was blessed to work with like some great models. Like obviously, like not everyone in the photos is like a model.
Oh, wow.
Like a model, like it's like my dad and some friends. But then I also reached out to some people who I was like, oh, would you like to work with me, like put on these garments, because I need you to be able to convey a certain type of, and not everyone who's not a model can do that. Like even if I'm terrible in front of the camera, but like behind it, I'm like, do this, do that. But so I get it, they're like fantastic. Like her name is Sheeta. She's like so good. And I gave all the like everyone I was shooting with on this day, like it was like a 30-minute presentation, like, hey, I want to do this, so this is what I'm going for, like these are the emotions we want to convey and stuff, and they just got it, and then we just went about it and just did our thing.
To have that connection with your models, right? And it just like kind of everything lines up really well.
Yeah.
And especially because like this is done within the 2 months of you just visiting. Yeah. Right?
Well, yeah, just visit. I'm like born and like raised there. I don't know if you meant visiting as in like actually I don't know what you meant. Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought you went to travel there for a bit and then you were gonna come back, or is that?
Oh yeah, well I'm an international student.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So like
Oh.
I technically speaking, I live there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, that makes sense.
I live here for I live here for school. I live there like, yeah.
Okay, so like.
So I go back pretty often.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's okay. Now
Yeah.
that makes sense.
We're synced up.
But I mean, even then, like, it's still a time frame to work within.
No,
right?
definitely.
You got to come back for school and then.
Oh,
come back.
100%. It was a little shaky because like I had 8 weeks, and I was hoping to finish the garments in 4 weeks.
Oh, and you're 7.
Finish the garments in 7 weeks.
Wow.
So I had 1 week where it was only shooting, and no like production of like the garments.
Mm-hmm.
But the other weeks was like I was shooting in between, like getting the other pieces made, so it was a bit stressful. Like, but yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah. Well, I mean, the stress isn't showing at all. I'll tell you that. These images are so amazing, and like.
Thank you.
The colors that are in there, especially the beach untitled. I feel like the horizon and like it emphasizes, especially with the boat. That must have been like a really nice like place to just shoot and.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful place. Like the story behind this is actually so wild because this was not planned.
Oh, really?
At all.
Okay.
This was not planned one bit. We were like, so this was shot in a place called Kita, which is like a 4-hour drive out of like Accra, which is the capital of Ghana. And we were going there to shoot a friend's commercial like stuff. He's an artist. Mm-hmm. He's like a music artist. We're going to shoot some like press, some media, get some media stuff. And I asked him like, hey, I'm working on this project. Can I bring one of the garments with me? And the morning they were like, yeah, sure, you bring it. You can like get like some like 20 minutes to do your thing. And I didn't even like the morning of. I just picked one of the bags. I didn't even check which one I was bringing with me. I was like, let me just bring this bag. I brought it with me. And when we got to this point, the beach, I was like, this is insane because of how much it like lines up. Like it's. And the boat too, like everything was just placed, and it felt like I just had to drop him there. That's Judah, a friend of mine. I just had to drop him in there and like, just got what we were looking for, I guess.
Yeah, no, that is. I mean, that's kind of a part of photography, right?
Yeah,
finding that right moment.
The serendipity is like.
Yeah, these pieces are just absolutely amazing. Not even to mention the garments, which has a lot of hard work from not just you, but a lot of
whole
team.
Yeah, wow. And not just the women who were making the pieces too, but also the folks that I worked with to dye them. Yeah, to dye the raffia, to dye the fabrics, and people who were outsourcing it was a lot.
That's right. Yeah, there's a lot of, because I read your artist statement, and there's so much moving parts in it. Like, and you're a little hands-on from what I heard or from what I read, and it's, you're also learning with other people, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And this is absolutely outstanding work.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to see it at GradX.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Everyone who's watching this should go to GradX and look at Delali's
room
work.
404.
404.
Yeah, I'm in there with Ernesto. So.
Oh wow! Look at the 2 photo graduates is absolutely duking it out. Just absolutely great work. But from you especially, I'm so excited to see it in person, and the garments also going to be there in person.
Yeah, one of them's going to be there. Yeah.
Okay, so if you come out to see it 404, I would like to move on to my next question. However,
sure.
We kind of touched on it here, but if you feel like if you want to expand on it, I'd just like to ask, what kind of messages are you trying to tackle on with your thesis piece?
I don't know if I'm really trying to tackle a message. It was more so, I think, an experience that I was looking for. Yeah, I feel like the project was. I feel like the entire project from like from conceptualization to getting the garments made to having the people wearing them and having it taken is a performance, right? An act that I'm doing to fulfill something, the search for self that I like talk about like in my artist statement as well. Like yeah, so I feel like it's more so like looking for myself, or like looking for a deeper understanding of self in a way.
Yeah, I mean, your first photo that we saw, which remind me of the title again.
I Wish to Meet Me.
I Wish to Meet Me. Like you're already putting in that idea of like there is that self-discovery that you're trying to look for.
Exactly.
And so to see how you're doing it here and ingraining, or like you're already ingrained into your culture, but I think when you're putting it into that environment, and putting different people, not just yourself and your father, but different people, you start to see how that lines up within yourself as well, right? And so that's really awesome to see. And
Thank you.
You know, I'd also like to ask, who or what kind of was the inspiration behind your thesis piece?
So I had this idea 2 years ago, and it was inspired by an argument with my parents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, it was inspired that's at the end of my second year. I was planning my first ever show, my first ever like exhibition, and I was kind of just doing everything by myself, and I was really focusing on that. So I wasn't focusing on my school stuff as much that semester, so my grades weren't doing that great. And then my family was like, yeah, what's going on? Like, this isn't, the plan. Because mind you, I transferred here from York University.
Oh, okay.
Right? And I was there in like engineering. I was like doing something completely different. And I was like, I don't think that's for me. And this is really not working out. So I switched over to OCAD. And now it's like, okay, you've come here, you've told us that, this is what you want to do, blah, blah, blah. So like, what's going on, right? And I was like, yes, I was really just focused on like making this exhibition happen. And they didn't fully understand why I was so committed to this exhibition. I was like trying to explain like, this is what I'm going to school for. Like, this is what I want to be able to do consistently. And yeah, it was just a lot of back and forth and emotionally like heavy time, So I was just like, man, like why do I feel so heavy right now? Why does everything just feel like so much? Like, what is this about? Because I feel like I thought I was like moving in the right direction. Like, I thought like this is, where I'm supposed to be.
Because especially you're getting work in galleries, right? So,
yes. So I kind of just sat with that for like a couple of months, a while. And then I had seen an image of a masquerade costume from Nigeria, and I seen it and I was like, damn, it feels like I'm wearing this right now.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It feels like, it just feels like I'm stuck wearing this thing.
Yeah.
And then I kind of sat with that, and over the last like year and a half, my ideas around that has kind of shifted quite a bit. And yeah, that's sort of like how we ended up here.
Wow, because it's really interesting because you talk about this weight in the beginning of this interview. You're talking about that there was this weight, and you wanted to portray that, and this was that weight. The garment was created to create that weight. But to hear that it's like you felt that weight way before. To
build, to construct.
You constructed the weight.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I think that's what the whole project is about, like getting to the point where I'm feeling this thing, making the thing, and coming to the point where like this weight exists, but it's no longer so much of a weight,
Yes.
So that's again, it's the navigation of self.
Yeah, no, that is insane. I love like how this is such a really big, deep, constructive, like thesis piece.
Thank you.
This is there's a lot that goes into this, and I can hear that. I can even feel that when we're talking about it, like how much it means to just like let go of it.
Yeah.
But to work with it as well.
Yeah.
That's a big part of controlling that weight, right?
Oh, 100%. I definitely agree. Like in two parts, like one, working with so many people as well.
Yes.
And I was thinking about like, again, my reasons for mixing like fabrics from like all sorts of places and having that is because I feel like that sense of self is also sort of constructed or influenced by like a community, right? And your communal like interactions and stuff. And then like having to go through working with so many people and tiring and moving the garment from here to there and there, like it's sort of like, I don't know, exercising that, like, I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for. It's like it's doing the thing that I'm saying that the garment does. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%. And I'm just to see that all like physically be there at GradX will be so interesting.
Yeah, thanks. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on here, man.
Of course. Before you go though, I do want to ask, let's throw it back to first year. How do you kind of compare your art to first year to your art now?
I would definitely say I feel like it's more intentional now. I feel like it was to some degree intentional then. I feel like I'm doing a lot of the same things, but now I'm more aware of what I'm doing. I'm thinking about it more. I feel like, I think before coming to OCAD, I had already had like a little bit of a journey into photography and sort of exploring and using it as like my way to, I don't know, process, life, But since coming to OCAD, like OCAD's very heavy conceptual school, right?
Yeah.
So like I will say it's challenged me to think a lot more about like what I do and like the meaning of the things that you do, like the action, significance of like things,
100%.
right? Yeah. So
no, I agree that, and we're seeing that conceptual
sort of, yeah.
Yeah, it's so strong here. And
thanks.
that concept it's so obvious, not obvious. It's
present.
It's so present. Yeah. Exactly. It's so present in your work, and that's what I'm really excited about. And I'm excited to see the other images because you just teased me with
I give you
couple
like a little,
five. Yeah. So I'm excited to see all the rest of them.
It's a nice little setup, and if like it works really well in this space, like I'm excited.
I'm excited too. My last question of the interview, sadly, is, what is some advice you would give to your first year self?
To my first year self?
Now knowing everything you know now.
Do everything you're doing and do it more. And use the dark rooms. Because I did not do that enough.
Take advantage of the dark rooms.
Yes. I've barely been in there since second year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've barely used the dark rooms. The color dark room specifically.
Yes.
Because I think OCAD has like the only color dark room in Toronto.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you were looking for a color dark room, go to OCAD. Wow, I didn't know that actually. So I learned something new.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Color enlargers. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Delali.
Thanks for having me, man.
Of course. Before we end it off officially, is there anything you'd like to plug, promote, or put out there for the world to know?
Follow me on Instagram. Yes. It's just my name, delali.kofi. Come through to Grad. There's gonna be a lot of like amazing artists. Everyone in the photography program is like really dope, really talented. Yeah, come through, check us out. Yes.
Shout
outs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shout outs. You want to shout out someone? Or
just shout outs.
Okay. Yeah, shout out to everyone at GradX. Yeah, a lot of amazing work, especially Delali. So please come out. Do not miss it. May 1st to 5th. Do not miss it, please, guys.
Come through.
Some great works happening this year. Again, thank you so much for coming on the show. And
no problem.
Yeah, I hope you had as much fun as I did.
I did.
I enjoyed the talk a lot.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, and thank you for watching this episode of Artistic Visions. I cannot wait to see you guys very, very soon. Take it easy and hope you have a great weekend, or just a general day. Bye.
Cool. That was a nice send-off. Yeah.